What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another episode of the Nae First Touch podcast. Jack, how you doing, mate?
I'm alright, how are you?
Oh, guys, of course, the last podcast we said if we get over 50 likes, I think we get 80 odd likes, then Jack would play the guitar a wee bit. And is that all we're getting, Jack?
Who knows?
Was that an A minus?
It was an A, actually.
I don't even know. I was just a guess. That was close.
I was quite close. An A minus that. So you were actually quite close.
Oh my God, that was good.
See for somebody that just pretty much guessed, you done no bad. I'll be that. But
start the alphabet, innit?
I mean, aye. It's a good start, if anywhere. But
a lot's happened since the last episode. We missed a week, but yeah, in this episode, we'll talk a wee bit about the results at the weekend. Jack, Rangers were on fire, mate.
Oh my God. I was, obviously, as I've said in the last few episodes, I was working again, as I work every weekend pretty much in retail, as anybody who works in retail will know. But I caught like the second half, caught a wee highlight reel, but unbelievable.
Aye, Rangers were brilliant. I put out a video today and I thought we were on fire. Other than the big man, Big George Edmondson, with the eye socket into the back of the net for the OG. I play Fantasy League. Do you play Fantasy League?
I've got it.
But you're no... So I'm in hundreds of leagues, mate, and I'm kind of an average player so far, but I'm trying my hardest, I put James Tavernier. James Tavernier was my vice captain at the weekend, right? And he had 26 points, I believe, after everything, right? But that's only if he gets a clean sheet. So see, as soon as Big George Ed headed into his own goals, he went down to 14 points. And I was climbing up the tables, right? And there's one league where I'm dead last, 8th in the league. And I was sixth in the league. And as soon as a goal goes in, right back down to 8th. We are FUD. What's your team?
My team, this is what I put before the season had even started. So I've got McCrory in goals. I've got Frimpong at the right back. I've got McGregor centre back for Hibs. I've got Barisic left back. I've got Jake Hasty, Aribo, Hadji, Ferguson and Allen in the middle. And I've got Edward and Nisbet up front. So I think that's a pretty good guess. I think that's done all right.
That's a strong team. What's your points so far? Does it show you your total points? See if you've got more than me, I will actually cry.
I doubt it. I've not touched it since I've played it. 329.
See what I mean, mate? You're not far off me. I'm only on 359 points.
That's not bad because I've never touched it. And Aribo's been injured for like half of that.
Exactly. Right, let me tell you my team. My team is, and I've changed it, I've played wildcard and everything so far, but I've got McCrory in goals. I've got Hanlon, Sean Want, and Doig at the back with Tavernier.
Nice.
Doig, the boy for Hibs. I've got Turnbull in the middle, but I need to get rid of him because I've had him since he was at Motherwell, and I've just not found space to get rid of him.
Okay.
Get Chris Buck, Benjamin Button, the man himself, Ryan Kent, Lawrence Shanklin, Kevin Nisbet, and Alfredo Morelos. Mate, that's a decent team. How am I only 20 points above? But the thing is, I got Tav about 4 match days in. Wasn't think I had Barisic. Barisic was getting points. Exactly. And then all my bench is just all sorts of Ross County Donnies.
I think my bench is for like 1.2 million players who just filled the bench for me.
Aye, mate, but at the weekend there, Rangers were absolutely solid. Also Celtic, got to give them credit where it's due.
I'm hearing through Celtic fan pals, it was the best performance I've seen it in a long time for them. And it had to be against a strong Hibs team who obviously just took points off us. So it must have been a cracking game.
The thing that I thought was quite good from Hibs is they went with the same formation. They played a 3-5-2 and they went for the same personnel as they did versus Rangers. And I believe from what I've heard, the first 15-20 minutes, it was a wee, like Hibs were doing bits. They had a few corners, were doing all right kind of thing. But then it's a matter of time. If Celtic get the first goal, when you're playing a formation similar to them, you're fighting a losing battle after that. And definitely. I think they went on and they done well. Callum McGregor was supposed to have been outstanding in the game, and Frimpong down the right hand side, who I actually want to get your opinion on him, because some people reckon he's the best right back in the league for me, it is Tav. But there's no denying that Frimpong's got a lot of natural ability.
Aye.
He's got the speed and all that. But he's still lacking some parts of his game, in my opinion. But what's your opinion on that, Jack? Do you think he's the best right back? Do you think he's setting? Do you know what I mean? Like, where does he rank in Scotland for you?
I don't. It might sound biased, but Tav's the best right back in this country for me. I would say he's a close second, though. I think he's got it in him. I think for me, when I first seen him, I was like, oh, he's technical, he's fast. But it'll be the same kind of issue with Tav, whereas he won't be able to defend. Well, he's proved in a few occasions he's got a tackle on him. But for me, see when this is the first thing I thought when we played against Frimpong and it was a Rangers v Celtic game. The first thing I said is we need to put a bit on him very early on, because I think he'll get the fright of his life. He's a wee guy, considering he's playing in the big boy leagues. That was number one Scott Brown tactic, or number one Kevin Thompson tactic. Put a challenge in him the first 5 minutes, let him know who's boss, and I think he'll crumble. I don't think he's got that in him to. I don't see him reacting to that well. So that's what I would say.
He looks a wee bit soft. I don't think that Hibs, because Hibs made a sub half time. I seen they took off the young boy dog that I've got in my fantasy team. They brought on Lewis Stevenson, who obviously has got lots and lots of experience in the league. And yeah, apparently Frimpong was just doing him all day, like Doig in the first half. He was just beating him every time, squaring him up. Kind of what Martin Boyle was doing to Barisic for their goal against us last week. Just squaring him up and getting past him. And he had a great game. But for me, I think he's got a wee bit of work to do, but he's got a lot of raw ability. If you're playing against Frimpong, and Rangers have done it well so far when they have played against him, they've doubled up. So like Glenn Kamara's came over, way Barisic, and have doubled him up or kept him out wide. I think that is something that the two fullbacks of Celtic need to work on. They need to work on their deliveries for out wide. Like far out on the byline, because for me, if you keep them very wide and don't let them in the box where they can hurt you, then you can eliminate them from the game. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, definitely.
Whereas Rangers on the other part, that's probably where they excel.
Aye.
Yeah, for sure.
I think down the line, he could become an amazing right back who could go into do bigger things in bigger leagues. But as of right now in this moment, I don't know how anybody can say that Tav isn't the best right back. You just need to look at the stats.
True. Aye. Sometimes stats can be deceiving, mate, but for me, Tav is the number one. Like this season so far, he's been brilliant. There's maybe been one or two wee iffy moments, but there haven't been games where that he's done in the past, really. Do you know what I mean? Where he's lost concentration. Manager spoke about it in the last game, about his concentration is improving. He's even his defensive ability is improving, as well as his ability to go forward. And I know he's scoring penalties and that, but so far his goals and even his assists, which is a massive part of Rangers' game, getting Tav's assists, obviously Barisic the other side, but he's just absolutely excelling at the moment. For me, if he continues this over the course of a season and Rangers win a league or whatever, he's right up there for the player of the season so 100%. Far. He's playing that well. And he's the type of guy as well that doesn't get that credit for me.
The only player I can tip him so far this season in the Rangers team is Kent.
So far, mate, aye, for sure. But he's pushing them all the way. In the other games, it was Hamilton 1, Dundee United 1, Livingston 2, St Johnstone 0, St Mirren 0, Kilmarnock 1. Was there any surprises in there for you, Jack?
No surprises. I just feel like it was a very average week in terms of Scottish football concerned. I remember when I looked at the fixtures, I was like, meh, like nothing really caught my eye. But I did decent week in terms of points and that. For the teams that were picking up points, I expected to pick them up and stuff like that. And I'm looking at last week's 2 weeks ago, one I predicted. There's some surprises in there, but no so much this week.
What are they saying? What was our predictions then?
We're jumping into it now.
Aye, let's just get the scores out of the way. We'll just get the scores. We'll not go too much into the games because obviously it was before. But what was the scores, my man?
So, first game, Celtic v Livingston. I said 3-1, you said 3-0. It finished 3-2. Right in the middle of both days. So, next game was Dundee United versus St Mirren. I said 2-1, you said 2-1. It finished 2-1. The third game was Kilmarnock v Hamilton. I said 3-0 to Kilmarnock. You said 2-1 to Hamilton. It finished 2-1 to Kilmarnock.
Oh, that was close. I know Hamilton should have done them.
Next game was St Johnstone v Ross County. We both said 1 each and it finished 1-0 to Ross County. Hibs v Rangers. I said 3-1, you said 3-0. It finished 2 each. and then Aberdeen v Motherwell. I said 2-1, you said 3-1, and it finished 3-1 Motherwell. Massive upset in my opinion. So points on the board. I got 11, you got 8. So that leaves it. If I get the wee tally up,
it's getting closer, Jack. You are right down my neck here.
I'm on 44. You're on 47.
Oh my decades! That's close, yeah. What's the secret? What's happening? How are you pulling this back?
I don't think I've done anything apart from you predicted Hamilton to beat Kilmarnock.
No, but I get. See, to be fair, that stick came up. Like they were down to 10 men. Brophy gets sent off. Brophy gets sent off, and then Hamilton just capitulated. Big Kabamba just went to town.
So are we going to jump right into this week then?
Let's do it.
Cool. So first game, Aberdeen v St Mirren. I went for a 3-0 Aberdeen.
I'm going to go for a 2-0 Aberdeen. I think Aberdeen will have too much. St Mirren are bottom of the table, by the way. They need to start picking up results, but 2-0 Aberdeen.
Aye, it's not really like I've not really put much thought into that. I've just looked at that fixture and thought, 3-0. Second game is Dundee United v Livingston. What have you got?
Oh, mate, I think that this could be another wee victory for Dundee United. Lauren Shanklin's coming onto a game, starting to score some goals. I think score win. I'll go 2-1 to United. You the exact same?
I've put 2-1 Dundee United.
Same reasons, or?
Pretty much. Shanklin's one of the players that we all knew he was going to do something, and when he had that wee blip at the start for the injury, wasn't he playing? And then we were all wondering, we were all still on the edge of our seat waiting for him to come back, and he's came back and he's getting goals. So against a Livingston side at home, I can't see why he wouldn't score.
I need to ask you before we continue, Jack. Obviously, I done a video on is Lauren Shanklin good enough to play for Rangers? Put a poll up on Instagram. You said no, didn't you?
I did say
why?
No.
There was a lot of people who said no, by the way, but I just want to know your opinion as to why.
So we've got Morelos, Ruth, Defoe, and Itten.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know out of the four how many he gets in front of. It doesn't get in front of Morelos. It doesn't get in front of Ruth. Depending on how good Itten plays forward now, if there's 2 goals at the weekend, you're going to get in front of him, and he's not getting in front of Defoe, in my opinion. Defoe is one of the players. Defoe's also super sub, and I don't see where he fits in that. So it's not that he doesn't have the ability to play at that level. It doesn't get into that current Rangers team.
No, great point, mate. To be quite honest, I was just kind of putting it out there for folk. And at the time of recording the video, the poll was actually in your side, but by the end, it flipped. It was only 51% of people saying that they do think that he's good enough. Aye, and I said a similar thing in the video to yourself. I said, is he better than Morelos? No. Kind of went through him. The only person that I said maybe he's better at scoring goals than Ruth, potentially. Like, that's still to be seen. But also, with it being early doors for it, and so far at the time of recording, he'd not shown that he was there. So he could have been maybe the number 4 at Rangers. But going off the weekend's performance, the big man has put himself right in amongst it, isn't he?
That first goal, man. I could watch that. I could watch that gif behind it all day, man. Lovely. I
love the first goal. Tremendous. But do you know what? I equally like the second goal, because that's the type of goals you're going to want him to score. Instinctive striker goals, and it's kind of similar to a Jetty at Celtic. That seems to be the only goals he's scoring at the moment for them. It's just very, very instinctive. Like, I think there's an outside bet of him getting top goal scorer in the league if potentially Alfredo Morelos moves on, because he just looks like a
in the right place at the right
goal
time.
Scorer. But unfortunately for Celtic, he got injured actually at the weekend. He scored and then he done something to his hamstring. He actually scored, mate.
Have they said how long?
I think it might be a few weeks, which is a blow. It's a blow to them, so it is for sure, because he is scoring the types of goals. And if Big Itten can start doing similar thing for Rangers coming off the bench, then he's going to make a name for himself. Definitely.
Third game is Hibs v Hamilton. I've went for a 4-1 win at Hibs. I think the fact that Hibs got beat 3-0 wasn't because they played bad. I think it was just because Celtic were too good on the day and they showed their class. I don't think Hibs were bad in as such. I just think Celtic were good. So I think they're going to go to that Hamilton team looking for a reply to that. And Hamilton are probably the best team you could pick to go and reply to. So 4-1.
Potentially, but the boys up in Hamilton, they're just no lying down. They're no lying down for anybody. So I'm going to go for I still think they're going to win, because just from what I've seen, even against Rangers and the other games I've watched Hibs, that front two, Deutsch and Nisbet looks brilliant. Like, that boy Nisbet, he's on fire at the moment. Do you know what I mean? He scored 18 goals in the Championship last year. I think he scored now 4 league goals. In the highlights versus Celtic, he had opportunities. So I think it's going to be 2-0 to Hibs in that game.
2-0 Hibs.
It wouldn't surprise me if we Hamilton get a goal. Know what I mean?
That's what I
think historically, I think last season they might have got a draw over there as well, or beat Hibs. I just think Hibs are a different animal this season, especially that 3-5-2. They look really good. Martin Boyle, you know what I mean? Even in the midfield, they look shored up. So 2-0.
Perfect. Fourth game, Kilmarnock v Motherwell. What we went for?
Kilmarnock Motherwell. I think this is going to be 1-0.
1-0.
Motherwell going into the Rangers game, 4 wins and 6, but they've still only got 2 in the league. Do you know what I mean? So far, like, Motherwell have showed good away form. Like, when they've went to Hibs, they were the better team, should have won the game, it was 0-0. They went to Aberdeen, scalped them 3-0. So they could go there and wipe the floor with Kilmarnock, but I just think Kelly, wee bit too organised. I'll go 1 each.
I see. This is the prediction I've had with it. Maybe I'll be. I don't know. It's a wee iffy one for me. I went 2-1 Motherwell. I've got a wee feeling we're going to go away to Kilmarnock and we're going to sneak it somewhere or another. I don't know why. I would see what that feeling when you look at the fixtures and you just get that wee instinct feeling.
Aye.
I just thought Motherwell were going to sneak it for some reason, so I went 2-1.
I get that feeling every weekend with my accumulators, and then it just lets me down. Did you see my accumulator a couple of weeks ago? Devastating. For people that don't know, right? Let me just pull up my Instagram real quick and tell you who I had on. So I like to put on, again, if you're under the age of 18, just skip this part. But if you're not and you like a wee bit of gambling, I like a wee accumulator myself. So I usually put on fancy a flutter. Usually at the weekend, Jack, I put on a tenner on 5 or 6 teams, but I kind of go through them for a while and I pick games that are kind of 50-50s and stuff like that, or if there's a slight favourite, they're playing away or whatever. So I done Dundee United to beat St Mirren, they won 2-1. I done Leeds to beat Fulham, they won 4-3. Millwall to beat Rotterdam, they won 1-0. Ipswich Town to win against Bristol Rovers, 2-0. Colchester to beat Bolton, 2-0. So I'm just waiting on Forest Green, mate, for 1,300 buckaroos. They draw 2 each.
With what?
2 each. Yes, let me just get into this. Let me take a wee drink of this. 25 pence Emerge energy drink. The other team had 9 men. The other team had, I'm just going to say, they had 9 men. They had 9 bloody men. And I'm still devastated for that, Jack. I'm not going to lie.
When was the last goal?
So Forest Green equalised in the 96th minute. So they were playing against 9 men for about 25 minutes. They were playing against 10 men for about 35 minutes. They even conceded the second goal against them when the other team were down to 10 men. So the best bit about it is, right, Forest Green scored the equaliser 96th minute, right? And I go onto their Instagram and they've posted all these pictures celebrating. I was devastated.
So they've posted all these photos celebrating like they've won the league, even though it's done you at £1,300.
Yes, but also it's a 96th minute against 9 men, and you've just made it 2 each at home, and you're celebrating like you've won the league. A
bit like Neil Lennon doing the aeroplane after coming back for the one in 3-0, getting beat 5-3, brought it back to 5 each. I was kind of like,
It was to be fair.
A bit already. Right, so next game, St Johnstone v Celtic away. I've still put 3-0 Celtic.
I'm going to go 4-0 Celtic. I was going to say 3, but I'll just go 1 more because I think it'll be more rather than less. So I'll go 4-0. Sure. They like playing there as well, to be fair.
Aye, I think both for the Old Firm day, time again.
Aye.
We had a wee blip last year, but apart from that, usually we'll go down, kind of get 2, 3 or 4. St
Johnstone only conceding a lot of goals, but they are conceding goals also against teams that are lesser than Celtic.
You put a different animal in front of them, didn't you, with Celtic? And one goal means they need to come out and the game's a bogey pretty much. So Celtic get the first goal in that game, it's a bogey.
100%.
Final game of the weekend is Rangers at home against Ross County. I went the same kind of score but flipped the Old Firm. I put 3-0 Rangers.
I'm going to go 6-0. And people wonder why my Coutums don't come in.
Talk me through that one, please.
Right, this is my thinking. We just scored 5 against Motherwell.
Okay.
So surely we can score 6 against Ross County.
At home.
At home. Exactly. So, I'll go 6.
Give me some scorers. Who's getting a goal?
I'd be happy with Morelos scoring 6 because he's my captain in Fantasy League. So, we'll go 6. No, but all seriousness, it might be good. Obviously, Rangers have got Galatasaray on Thursday. Correct. So we'll need to wait and see what happens with that game. But maybe going into this game, I'd like to see Jordan Jones maybe get on the score sheet again, get another start next weekend. I'd like him to continue with his good form. Maybe even wee Glenn Kamara getting a goal. Do you know what I mean? That could be good for his confidence. And then obviously all the strikers, you just want them to score. So,
by the way, how gutting is it that there's no fans of this Galatasaray game?
Very gutting. Wee Nicky's letting the team down. It's devastating to be fair. It's like, see when you watch the German highlights and they've got fans in now. I think they're allowed 3,000 or 5,000 fans in, whatever. Obviously, that's because Germany dealt with this pandemic way better than we did. So it's just what we get. But it's just a shame, mate. It's just a shame that we can't get fans in.
In terms of qualifying teams we could have got, it's the dream in terms of a fan experience. Galatasaray would have absolutely brung thousands there here. You look at Steven Gerrard's latest Instagram post, which is a picture of his son in a Rangers kit, and there's people commenting saying Galatasaray.
Galatasaray away would have been an exceptional game as well.
God, man. Either or, I'd have took any of them.
But if it was like normal circumstances, we would have been doing a double legger, bro. So we'd have been over there and they'd have been over here. What a game that would have been. I can't even remember the last time Rangers played a team like Galatasaray, a Turkish mob.
Have you seen the thing?
It's been a while.
Divided points and the coefficient will work if we beat them?
Aye, so if we beat them, is it that we'll get an automatic Champions League place?
Automatic champion, because obviously Turkey are above us in the thing, so if we win and they get put out, it could sway. So that's massive for Scottish football if I have an automatic in there.
I know, exactly. Our first year back in the Champions League, we go straight in automatically.
Exactly.
What do you think then, Jack? Do you think, have we done all the Scottish League games?
I saw the Scottish League games, as far as
so do you think, obviously Celtic are playing Sarajevo away. What's your thoughts on that? We'll just go through that quickly.
So, see, as a person who sees Scottish football every single week, I would say Celtic should be winning this. But Celtic's form in the Europa League has not been up to scratch this year.
Europe in
general, getting put in the Champions League at all was a shock. I don't watch the, because obviously we can't see their games unless it's on like the telly or anything like that. So I didn't really see much of their games. But I heard it wasn't the best, and they had to get a last minute winner against a team that I hadn't heard of. So the fact they're struggling against these kind of teams, this team looking up against isn't they're not going to lie down. It's a one-off game. Both teams need to go for it, and if they don't show up, they will get punished. And it's one of the ones where you've seen it happen the last couple of years where Celtic haven't been great in Europe. So I would still be surprised if they get put out, but in the same sense, it can happen.
I think you've summed that up beautifully there. I'll just agree with you. I'll be surprised if they do get put out, but I kind of won't be at the same time due to their form so far. Rangers, on the other hand, Galatasaray at home. Good thing is it's a one-off game. It's going to be incredibly hard. You've got to back your team. I think Galatasaray are a solid outfit. They've got a big budget as well. It's going to be young versus old when it comes to the Colombians. Radamel Falcao, striker for Galatasaray, and then Alfredo Morelos, your striker. So I seen there was something about their manager, the Colombia manager, saying something like he's looking forward to this game as well. You'll get to see both obviously Falcao's unbelievable legend for Colombia. He's done amazing things in football as well. Maybe not lived up to the heights that everybody thought he would when he was at Madrid, but still had a tremendous career. So even to have seen a player like him play at Ibrox would have been brilliant. But it's going to be good watching on the telly anyway, seeing how Morelos does. And I'm hoping that Rangers are able to go out there, do what they usually do in Europe, and get the result. Galatasaray, for me, are a Champions League team.
Definitely. So one of the ones with Galatasaray, like the name, obviously you get that first feeling. See, in terms of the draw, it's concerned, the two teams, I thought, as either getting put out by or tough opponent we could have got Tottenham, which would have been one of the ones where it would have been the glamour tie, but they would have beat us probably. And then we had Galatasaray, so I'm confident. Obviously, you need to support your team, but like I said, Galatasaray are going to come out here one-off game. We're going to go for it. So same kind of idea. I wouldn't be surprised if it went whatever way it went, but I'm a wee prediction. I'll say 2-1 Rangers.
Nice. I'll also agree with that, Jack. Do you know the link between Rangers and Galatasaray is quite good though? Graham Souness. Souness, obviously,
one of the most controversial
iconic
in world football. The fact he'd done that and get death threats. That's like something in Old Firm happening here. It's like imagine winning the league at Parkhead and getting the huddle again. Similar kind of idea.
But so when he was a manager of Galatasaray, he ran in and put the Galatasaray flag in the centre circle at Fenerbahce's ground. If you've seen, I don't put much derbies and fans and all that up with all Scottish fans and Old Firms, right? But see when Fenerbahce play against Galatasaray, what a rivalry that is. What an atmosphere that is. What a game that is. Exactly. You can see that for space. Unbelievable. And Big Souness ran and put the Galatasaray flag in the middle. And
it's funny.
The Turks wanted to do him in. The Fenerbahce mob, anyway.
Exactly.
They wanted to do him in.
But the same if Celtic won 10 in a row at Ibrox and they went and done the same thing. You'd want to cause some damage, wouldn't you?
No, Jack, I wouldn't. That's never going to happen.
I mean, it's not going to happen, but if it
did. For legal reasons, I would need to say no.
I'd want to stab him.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Cut that. Cut. There's no cuts. He's kidding on, by the way. Right. Big news is broke the night, Jack. I think it's going to be our title.
I'm happy with the news.
I'm buzzing with the news as well.
I'm buzzing for him.
Andy Halliday has joined Heart of Midlothian in the Championship. I'm hearing it was a close call between Open Goal and Hearts, but he chose Hearts. No, but I'm buzzing for him, mate. I've always liked Andy Halliday. Came into us in the Championship. We changed his position. You know, he'd never played as a six before. He never played as a CDM before. We changed his position, and that's why I think he came under a lot of criticism. He was never a centre mid. He was never positionally good enough maybe to play in that CDM role. But he always wore his heart on his sleeve, and he's a lot better football player than people give him credit for. In the first season, Rangers came back up. In the first 10 games, he was exceptional. People seem to forget that. He was Rangers' best player under Warburton for me when we came up. And yeah, I just wish him all the best, mate.
In terms of, when I seen that it was departing us, I remember sitting thinking who would be a realistic target for him. I didn't think he'd want to go down south and try it anywhere else. I didn't think he'd want to go abroad again after his bad loan spell he had. So I knew in his head he'd want to be in this environment still. And then the fact that he didn't open goal, the fact that he was still up here, and I was like, he's kicking about here a bit too long to want him to be gone away somewhere. And I remember saying, I was like, Hearts is his dream. Hearts is his perfect place to go. He's in the Championship, so he's proved he can play there. He's in a team that he knows. He's been at Tynecastle time and time again, and it's one of the teams that he'll go for it with him, and he'll obviously he's a Rangers fan, but he'll play just as dedicated and just as committed for the badge for them as he did for us, and he'll show that, and I think he'll be a cracking player for them. I
agree, absolutely, man. But it was touch and go for a while whether he was going to. But I said he needs to go and get himself a club because he was way too good to be doing podcasts. You know what I mean? Like me and you're doing the new. He still had a lot to give in the game for sure. I think he's 28-year-old. He's no finish. He's no finish. He's 28. No, he's no finish. A lot to give, mate. For me, there was only a couple of teams that he could have went to. I couldn't have seen him doing a Jason Holt and got to Livingston or something like that unless... No. I don't even know unless it was like a pay-as-you-play kind of thing or something mental like that. But Hearts, massive institution. Don't think people realise as well how big a club they are. And it's going to be brilliant for him. It's going to be brilliant for his career.
I feel like we can all agree that Hearts are probably going to bounce right back up. So the fact that he's going to have that experience of winning a league and stuff like that, and still getting in that environment, a winning team week in, week out, it's already drilled in his head. He playing for us for so many years, it'd be drilled in his head to win every game anyway. So going to a club that's in a league which probably going to expect the exact same thing is there's no change in mentality for him, so he can just keep going.
Absolutely. Going to play under a great manager as well. Nielsen, I rate
Definitely.
Nielsen. Not sure if I rate his step back.
No, I was surprised.
However, I was surprised myself because you're going for a Dundee United to a Hearts. Do you know what I mean? It's not like you're going for a smaller club to Hearts. However, water under the bridge now. He's going to be playing under a good manager. I rate Nielsen. I do think that they're going to get. I think they're going to come straight back up. But it's going to be interesting to see where they play him because traditionally, you know, he's played out wide. He's played left back. He's also now kind of transformed a wee bit for Rangers. Played in the middle of the park. Maybe played the 10. Played in the 6. Like, he's played all over the park. So where will he play for them? It's going to be interesting. I think it could be potentially the way that Ross McCrory gets played, where sometimes he maybe plays at left back. Sometimes he plays in centre mid. Exactly. I think he's good enough to go in there and play centre mid. But it's going to be interesting because they get rid of Hickey as well. Obviously, so they don't have that natural left back there now, the number 1. So he could go in, take that spot. It's going to be exciting to see. I hope he does really well.
Also, yeah, it's one of the ones where, see, when a player leaves, like when Ross McCrory left, I was gutted. Andy Halliday is a different kind of gutted. I was gutted when McCrory left because I wanted to keep him. I was gutted when Halliday left because it's one of the ones that's like end of something you enjoyed, if that makes sense. And I hope he does well, man. I really do.
Definitely. I think he done all right for Rangers. I think squad player wise, he done good. See, if it wasn't for COVID, I think he might still be at Rangers. I think it could have been a case. Because see, when you look at, even if you look at Celtic, they get rid of a number of players, right? But they get rid of Johnny Hayes, and you're hearing he's brilliant for the Celtic dressing room. He's in and out the team, but when he's coming in, he's making a difference. You know what I mean? He's energetic. He's doing something. You know what I mean? Andy Halliday did a similar role for Rangers. So I don't know if COVID never struck, these players maybe would have got another year on a contract or whatever. But it just wasn't to be.
It was Bassey coming in, killed him. I mean, obviously he started at the weekend and it was brilliant. I don't see why. I see the thing I was talking in the group chat talk, and I think we were talking about the fact that McGregor and McLaughlin, who by the way, Big John McLaughlin walked by my work today and I gave him a wee wave.
Did you? Aye.
Aye, he's massive.
Did he wave back?
Aye.
But like, was his hands?
Mate, like
huge.
Mate, he's massive.
Wow.
It's one of the ones you don't realise how big people are until they're in front of you. But I was talking about him and McGregor. What I think I have a talking about how we've got 2 crank keepers. We also have 2 crank left backs. So that for me, Halliday being a third choice left back, he's not getting into that midfield.
No.
And left back was one of the positions where I don't even think he was buzzing about playing there. But being a third choice left back, I think he would have wanted to leave if that was the case.
Exactly. So we hope Andy boy does well.
Don't want to see him an open goal anytime soon. I want to see him playing football for another good year. Even though he was class on open goal, He was absolutely class on open goal. I hope he stays on. But I doubt Hearts will do that because I think football clubs can be quite funny sometimes. I mean, look at the first time Andy Halliday said when he left us, they're like, I can finally talk about some stuff that I wasn't allowed to talk about. So playing for a team under a contract, it'll be restricted. So I think it was the fact he was out of contract that he was getting so much time on that.
I think Hearts were one of the only clubs that he could have went to as well, because I think he gave every other manager or whatever pelters, or he criticised every other team. Other than that, I mean, some of the stick that Gary Holt's had is unbelievably funny.
I'm pretty sure he said his favourite place to play was Tynecastle, so the fact he's going to be playing there week in, week out is a great thing for him.
Exactly, it's going to be huge.
Your favourite Ranger said his favourite place was Tynecastle.
There you go. And a lot of players say it as well, Jack. Most people say it, to be fair. See, because the fans are...
They're on top of you pretty much all game, and that players fight off that. Obviously, see if you're going to a place at Tynecastle and you're feeling the pressure and they're not really enjoying it, you shouldn't be in the game.
Aye. See, just as you said your John McLaughlin story there, I told you when I met Stevie G up at the training ground.
Oh, I don't, man. That's my dream to meet him, man.
I've seen him a couple of times now. The first time was when I went up to the airport after the UEFA game.
Aye.
Right, that was the first time. But the second time is where he came up and shook my horn. Unbelievable scenes. So I was up there doing a video, you've probably seen it on the channel, with Kia and Dugout and Rangers, obviously.
Aye.
And I think the PR woman at the time has went up to Gerrard and said, come here and can I shake these boys' hands and say all right to them? Well, because we were watching training for the cameras, it'll be good, kind of thing. So she's no told the cameramen, though. She's no said it to the cameramen. So they've got the frames per second up, mate. They're shooting slow-mo of the players. And he's just came my blindside, Stevie G, and went, all right, lads, how's it going? Blah, blah. I spoke to us for a few seconds. And he's went, right, cool, have a good day, blah, blah, and went away. The cameramen missed it. But all I can remember, right, is the first thing I did is I turned around and I says, he smells delicious. Mate, if you have a chance to meet Stevie G, his aftershave is off the charts, by the way. Unbelievable, yeah. But it was mental. It was just over and done with in a second.
I feel like his time up here is the only chance any will really get to meet him. So I hope one day it will happen, but I don't know. We'll see.
Sometimes you need to pinch yourself as well and go, he's standing over there in the touchline. It's mental.
There'll be, see, like, obviously we can't be got the games now, but even like last season, I'd be sitting there, and I sit myself at Ibrox, but you obviously get to know people about you. I remember turning around to the boy next to me and just going, mate, that's Steven Gerrard. He's like, I know. It's just crazy. I think we'll all be realising, see when he does move on to something else, we'll all be like, mate, that was mental, right?
I know. And then we get like Neil McCann or something as our manager. We'll be like, come on, please.
I mean, one of the most underrated Rangers players in
probably
the last wee while, so might be one of the most underrated managers, we'll never know.
I know, but Steven Gerrard, just for the sheer X factor, man.
Aye, the name, man.
Aye. I just wish that they boys caught that in camera and see. I said, I was like, did you get that? And they're like, no, we didn't know it was going to happen. I was like, mate, that was a money shot. That was the thumbnail, the title, all the views that he's wanted as well. Like, these have just missed it. And also, I wanted to see myself meeting Steven Gerrard.
Your next poll on Instagram should be for your followers watching this. Do you think that actually happened?
Mate, I've got a video of it. That's the thing.
Shows it.
I've got a video, right? So I'm recording on my phone. I'm getting a clip of the players training, and I've turned the camera and just kind of instinctively turned it off, and you can see his legs walking towards us, and you hear his voice kind of go like that. All right, lads, and then the camera cuts off.
Right, that needs to be on your story with a poll asking, did Steven Gerrard shake my hand, and we'll see how that.
It did happen, right?
I believe you. I just want to see what they think.
And he was supposed to come in and do the press conference as well, but it was Gary McAllister come in. But obviously, Gary McAllister's an absolute legend of a man. But Stevie G is just Stevie G. He's the reason I get into football because of Istanbul.
He's the reason. I think a lot of people of your generation, probably because 2005, that kind of we were young. You would have been 7? I'd have been about 8. That's kind of a big influence on us. But at that age, obviously, he must have put a lot of people into football. I mean, I'm pretty sure I had a pair of Predators because he keyboard them.
Oh, everybody was just right into that. I remember playing primary school football and boys would hit shots and all that during games and just be shouting Steven Gerrard as he hit it. Yeah, you know what I mean? And everybody would be running about the playground shouting Steven Gerrard and then hitting digs.
Like the one in the cup final on his last legs, man, just smacked it.
Against West Ham.
Aye.
Done the West Ham one and then the Olympiacos one that got them through. I think that was in the Istanbul run as well. They needed that goal. Jesus Christ.
We could be here all day talk about Steven Gerrard, but
I know. Let's just move on to we move on to the teaser.
Have you got one?
I've got one. It's about Halliday.
Oh, right, okay.
Aye, I've just made it up as we've went along here, to be fair. Can you name all the clubs that Andrew William Halliday has played for?
I literally know like 3. Well,
right, so there's the obvious one, Rangers.
Rangers, played for Bradford, did I know?
Played for Bradford, yes.
Scored against Chelsea. Middlesbrough.
And he was flying when he was doing there. He was with Gordon Strachan. Gordon Strachan signed him from a Scottish club. Now, what Scottish club was that, Jack?
What league then?
Well, I'll give you a hint, right? At the time, some of the players that this team had are unbelievable, but they came under financial difficulties. They had Snodgrass. They had Lee Griffiths at one point.
Oh. What league are they in now?
They're in the Premier League now, but they weren't at the time. They were in Championship at the time.
It's Snodgrass and Lee Griffiths.
Aye, so where did Snoddy start his career?
I don't actually know. I think who Griffiths played for, because he played for Dundee, he played for Hibs. Who else did he play for?
Who else? I don't know. This team. Get involved in the comments as well, troops.
Let me look at the teams that are in this, who are in the league now. There's only 12, but I always forget one. Right, give me a second. I'm
trying to think who else played for them as well. For Livy, because they had someone. I just said it. It was Livy.
Jarvis, Jake Lang, Livingston.
Livingston. You know, this boy sent me a video after I posted something about Jordan Jones yesterday. How good is this?
How did JJ? No, see when we go when we got Galatasaray, something about a tweet. It was they two talking about, and it was like leftover Christmas dinner or something like that. Oh, it better not be turkey. He goes, I know. It's turkey, isn't
it? Oh, Jesus Christ. Right, let me just say some of the other teams he played for. We'll get out of the bikes. I don't know if you'll get them. He was at Walsall on loan, and he was at Blackpool on loan as well. And the team that he was on loan at in Azerbaijan was Gabala.
I would never have got that. I knew it was in Azerbaijan, because I remember I've heard a few stories how much I hated it. But have you heard about him, the bonuses he was getting and all that ever?
Oh, ridiculous!
Oh my God, man, he was loving it for the money, but he was hating the football.
Aye, because he could only play so many players domestically
that were foreign and stuff like that. Aye.
And apparently, like the goalie and the back four were foreign, so there was no more space for anybody else in the team.
Oh man,
ridiculous!
Brutal.
Right, bro. But I think that's us. We've covered the games for last week. Covered a couple of talking points. The boy Andrew William Halliday. We've covered him as well. We hope he does well. So
I've got a nice wee segment to get people involved. So
I love it. On you go.
So why don't we do a wee question, a wee teaser of some sorts, and the first person to comment gets a shout out in the next podcast.
I like that.
I've not got a teaser, but I can think of one on the spot, and I don't know if it's going to be football related.
Why don't you just tell them to comment a word, and then in the next one we do the teaser? So what's your word? Anything random?
Guitar.
Comment guitar, and you get a shout out in the next video.
We'll pick one random person to get it, and then for next time we'll have a wee teaser for you, and then first person to comment it, shout out in the next video.
I like that, mate. Do you know what I also can't wait for? Us to actually get face to face and shoot this podcast.
I can't remember the last time I actually seen you in person.
About 17 years ago. But anyway, that's what it does for this video, troops. If you have enjoyed it, please hit the subscribe button. Follow our Instagram as well, Nae First Touch. And that's about it. Jack, get any finishing words, mate?
Hopefully we don't miss them next week.
We won't.
Right. We'll be here. Name a guitar though, please. Name it. It's embarrassing.
Oh, and by the way, we might have another co-host next week. Yeah?
Oh.
Remember I told you?
I remember, but I didn't know if it was coming to fruition.
Aye. We've signed Andy Halliday. There you go. There's the exclusive. But nah, we might. We'll see. Right, troops, that's going to do us for this video. We'll see you in the next one.